Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Montekristo podcast. Today, I have a very special guest, Mr. Mikita from Skarbe, founder and CEO. It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you for joining us today.
Alex, thanks for having me.
Okay, awesome. So let's jump straight into it. So, can you give us a little bit of background about you, your company, how you first started, and then we'll just go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. I was working in B2B SaaS for quite a while. So I was working in PandaDoc. It's a workflow automation unicorn. I started there when there was just 75 people in R&D organization, and I was responsible for product market fit expansion there. And that's where I met a lot of founders and entrepreneurs. I was basically working with 1 to 10, 11 to 50 full-time employees company sizes. And what we saw there is that while there are a lot of CRMs and other tools for salespeople, professional salespeople, people who do sales, like founders, builders, they not necessarily have a tool for them. So they have to use DIY spreadsheets and other stuff that the process that they build for themselves to do sales, but it's super hard for them, and they not necessarily enjoy that part of their job. So what we thought, hey, we really want to make difference for small businesses, and we want to help founders and builders, the just normal guys, to become professional sellers without, becoming ones. So it's actually a tool that we've built is essentially an AI sales assistant that helps micro businesses and founders to sell without being professional sellers.
Okay, got it. And then how long ago did you start your own company?
Yeah, so we started in 2023, but it was a side project. So me and my co-founder, Alex, he's in Mexico City. He's a cool guy. I know him more than 10 years. And he's actually one of those, genius types, engineers that, started to code from the kindergarten.
Yeah.
So he was in San Francisco for a while working for AI startups there. Then he moved to Mexico City, and we basically, for the last 10 years, started few indie projects, side projects, but they never gone kind of somewhere. In this time, he reached out to me with some very cool idea. He built a tool for his sister to help her study in the university, and it was in 2023, so there were no the AI was quite cool. It was on the rise, but it still couldn't handle a big amount of data. So the context wasn't that big. And the tool that he built was basically turning YouTube videos into summaries. And I've seen B2B potential in that product. So we immediately tested it, and we've seen some very good positive feedback. So for the whole year, it stayed kind of a side project that we were working on, weekends and long nights and so on. So, but in March 2024, it was clear to me that I can no longer be a full-time employee in the company and pushing my startup forward. So I made this decision to go all in and have my skin in the game. So I decided to leave my 9 to 5 and started to focus purely on Skarbe. Yeah, and then starting the March 2024, the next 9 months I spent basically looking for investments and also looking for product market fit. So we were iterating, we were pivoting the product, we were doing some stuff in order to get the first customers. And yeah. Since then, we've made few pivots, and that's where how we got to where we are right now.
Got it. And then what is the size of your company today?
So we closed the pre-seed round, and we are 6 people.
People?
We really believe in small teams, lean teams, and that today with AI you can basically build a business that is profitable and or high growing, high speed growing companies without being hundreds of people. So there are a lot of examples when businesses grew rapidly because more because of the product and go to market rather than having a big long team. So we plan to stay small and lean, at least for the next few stages. So right now we work on the seed round, growing the business, and that's staying small and lean is in the DNA of the company.
Okay, got it. And then all of you guys work remotely, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So this is another topic. So my co-founder and CTO, he's in Mexico City, so it's
Uh-huh.
very different time zones. But also we have an engineer, like AI ML engineer, that is in Las Vegas, and he's like quite a it's a different time zone, but it's okay because they work in the same time zone. So me and some go-to-market experts we working with, they're like based in Europe. So we also have an engineer in this European time zone. So basically cover both European and US time zones.
Okay, got it. And then, you know, when you kind of first start your own company and then when you wanted to hire people and grow your team, what is something that you look for when you want to add members to your organization? What is something that kind of stands out when you're looking for new people?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So I believe that in the early stage startups, it's like what the impact of every team member is very, very high. So you can't add random people. So it's important to have a network of people that you worked with and you know them, how they perform in different cases. And like I'm more a believer of hiring people that at least for this initial stage for the founding team. So everyone we have right now on the team are handpicked and the people that we know. So they either come from my previous kind of companies or people who I worked with or who I know, their performance and their values, or they're from Alex kind of experience. So it's very crucial to um, when you start to have a network of people that can follow you and can work with you on this venture, because it's not really just employees, random employees. It's a founding team, so there should be some chemistry there,
Hmm.
and you should know how those people will operate during the ups and downs.
Okay, okay, got it. Understood. And then, when you first started and then, you know, your mission was to go from 0 to 1 to make that first step and then just how did you go about it? How did you find your first clients? How did you use your personal network connections? How did you
Yeah,
kind of become established in a way?
yeah, that's a great question. So also in regard of starting something, I believe that it's better to find your first clients and to check your product hypothesis before you even establish a business.
Uh-huh.
So we started with friends, and then the close network. So I was talking to people I know, and the first commercial client is actually was recommended. So we were recommended to them by one of the people that knew me for quite a long time. Because it's super hard. It's a chicken and egg problem. So you don't have an established value. You don't have a reason why people should trust you, and they have their business and they want to rely on you. So this is a trust problem, which is super hard to break. So initially, a way to get those first 10 customers is either using, of course, using your connections, but when it's not enough, you can always think about Product Hunt and other platforms. And also, like I definitely believe in design partnerships. Of course, it doesn't work for every business model, but for B2B SaaS, it's essentially possible to if you if you have connections, also like you can build those design partnerships and then evolve it from there.
Okay. Okay, got it. And then tell us a little bit about who's your target audience today and then who is, your ideal client, let's say.
Yeah, of course. So today we primarily focused on business owners, founders, CEOs, and small businesses. Essentially, the ICP is the founder of the company that does sales himself herself, and in most cases, those people they are not professional salespeople, so they hate CRMs because CRMs are built for sales reps,
Yeah.
and they either have spreadsheets or they even started to use HubSpot or Pipedrive, for example, but then they quickly realized they use like 10-15% of it, but they pay like $500 a month for like 3 people, because like, for example, this limit of 5 people minimum for professional sales hub. And they are not happy both with their experience and their costs. They also see how quickly new tools are, evolving with AI. So they're looking for something, but they end up having like 10 tabs open in their browser. So they see like spreadsheets, they see their CRM, their inbox, and so on. So this like conversations I'm having with those people are almost every time the same. So there is a big emotional pain. They're not happy with the tools that they are using because they're not built for them, and like there is a lot of confusion with price, with experience, and so on.
Okay.
Mhm.
Got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting.
I just want to say that this is a repetitive kind of pattern that we see, and like the discovery calls I'm doing, like it's just happening over and over again.
Okay. Got it. And then how do you find your clients today?
Yeah,
Do
they're
you
like
still use referrals, personal network? Do you market yourself?
no. Yeah, I think that we covered the referrals and a closed network at some point, but
Mhm.
and then we had to look for a scalable, at least for the moment being scalable channels. And right now, what works for us is actually cold outreach.
Okay.
But also regarding the cold outreach, this channel will work only if you found the right person, the persona, ICP, and the right message that will land.
Yeah.
So before we got really decent conversions, and my calendar right now is fully booked. Before we got to this state, we spent few months, like experimenting with different campaigns, different audiences, and so on.
Yeah.
So right now it's clicked, but yeah, it takes some time. On the other channels, we also use Reddit. We use and like Reddit is actually a great channel for early adoption as well. We use LinkedIn, primarily LinkedIn outreach, also to specific personas with personal messages. Also works well with founder-led sales when you do sales yourself. So it's a lot of trust. What else? So also we have some experiments with paid ads. We were able to find a very specific niche with very specific words where we have a very good unit economy. Also, we optimized for like for a few months, and right now we have like I think $4 per account created
Okay.
from Google Ads, which is a very scalable channel. And yeah, so those are the primary channels, but we also want to explore influencers and social media more because
Okay.
our product lies not only in traditional channels. It's more like if you're a founder, then you probably gonna see us in Meta ads or like TikTok. So that's the channels that we want to explore.
Okay. Okay. Got it. That makes sense. And then, you know, I usually ask this to everybody that comes on the show. So if I can give you, a superpower or like a magic wand, you can just snap your fingers and then solve one problem that you feel like is bothering you, your company. That can be, scalability, getting more clients. That can be getting back more time to you, whatever it is. But what would that be for you? What would that one thing that you wanna, just get out of the way if you could be for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So basically, I think that for every startup, the time is the essential resource. So because you buy money, I mean, you buy time for money that you
Yeah.
raise from VCs. You buy time, from like you also have to exchange your personal, life and time on the companies you have to bet, and you have to kind of spend more time doing things. Well, I also I'm a father of two, and I want to spend
Yeah.
time with my family. So things I would love to have more time in the day,
Yeah.
and right now at this early stage, it's actually 10 hours a day, at least 10 hours a day you work. So yeah, I was just recently thinking about that. So I spend like, I think 65 hours a week at least working, maybe up to 70. I'm trying not to work on the weekend. So having more time for myself, for my family, and for other stuff would be great. But I understand the trade-offs. So this is it's very crucial to be fast, and you don't have time all the time in the world to accomplish things. So it's always trade off.
Okay. Got it. So basically, you just want to have more time, and then
Yeah, I want to have more time. Like sometimes I would just want to stop, this
yeah.
clock and to have a bit more time for everything else. Because yeah, I wouldn't say that it's super exhausting for me because I enjoy what I'm doing. Like I'm very very much happy person because that was a dream of my life to be a CEO and the founder of business. This is my second business, by the way.
Okay.
Um, and I'm happy with what I'm doing. Like it gives me a lot of energy back, but still, I would love to have a bit more time for everything else.
Got it. Got it. That makes sense. Okay. And then let's touch a little bit about, what do you think about how the AI is going to change things, and then how you guys implement it, and then how it has been helpful or not for you?
Yeah, of course. So the AI is changing everything today. So um, there are like several ways you can look at AI, and especially the hot topic of agents. And there can be like personal assistant agents, and this is like some kind of an agent that will know your emails, know your calendar, know your life, and so on, and will suggest you kind of work as the personal assistant. But this is quite challenging because you need to integrate it in all aspects of your life, or it won't work. There can be the second type is actually um, it's more persona-like agents.
Yeah.
So I believe everyone heard about um, AI SDRs and other, AI support
Yeah.
agents. So those are persona-like agents, and they work as primarily fixing the specific problem. And this second part is great, but it's very kind of specific. It has a very specific job, and like you should have a well. Um, so it doesn't solve the problem of the workflow. It just solves the specific, repetitive workflow. So, for example, sending out emails and so on.
Yeah.
And the third one, which actually the most interesting, is those agentic systems that can kind of work differently depending on the incoming information, and they can learn over time. And this is, I think, the future of the whole thing. So it will be more kind of, it won't be more generic. It's still gonna be very specific in terms of the jobs and work, but it still will be more kind of adaptive. So, for
Okay.
example, when somebody is asking Finn, the AI system that we use on the website, something that doesn't know, it still kind of can answer some stupid stuff that make a very poor customer experience. But if Finn would go and do the web search, or would send me a message and ask me like, "Hey, what should I answer here?" that will change the experience of the customer. So, this is like the difference between just trained the bots that are trained on the specific data sets and real agentic systems. And I believe that we are not at this stage where we can see real agentic systems when the AI can make decisions on its own. So the biggest challenge right now, who is taking the responsibility for the decisions that AI makes? And right now, I don't see how this responsibility can be passed to AI. So this solution is
Okay.
not there. So for us, and you asked the second part of the question was how do you implement it? We use AI as a human, like with a human in the loop. So there is no fully automated workflows. So for example, when you connect your inbox and you connect your calendar, Skarbe get all the context and it can suggest you specific next steps based on each conversation you had. It can
Yeah.
record calls, analyze, transcribe them, and it can enrich the data about the deal, about the contact. It can help you write emails. So, you can write them with a single click with more than 100 languages. But it's on you to send those emails. So whenever it suggests you, hey, you need to write an email to Alex, and it will generate an email based on previous conversation. It will mimic your conversational style, but you can read it and you click send. So you don't really, it doesn't work fully,
Automated. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and this is a big thing for us for the next year. So we gonna introduce those agents that would automate specific parts of your workflow and specific stages of your deal cycle. So, for example, if it's an outreach, we can automate it because we know what you're sending, and until there is not something that bot is not able to decide on its own, it will ask you like, hey, what should I send to this guy? So this is the way we see it. So right now we have a human in the loop. We save you 80% of your time by, automating those workflows based on AI. And still you have a control. And the next stage is going to be once we learn more about your business, about how you do things, how you write, how you answer questions, we can move to the next level where you can turn on the handoff mode and those things can happen automatically.
Okay. Got it. Got it. That makes sense. And then what do you think is next for you guys, for your company? What are your goals for on it can be until end of this year, a couple of years ahead. So
Yeah. So we have a very clear roadmap based on our customers and based on the market and like based on our vision. So we want to become a number one solution for founders, solopreneurs, small businesses, and a solution that will help them to sell without really being professional sellers. And we want to create this new vibe sales category. So the same way as AI created this vibe coding new thing, which is very big, we also want to make sales process seamless and seamless in the right way. So if you are a founder or the business owner, you care about your customer experience, you want to spend more time with them. What you definitely don't want to do, you don't want to control all those deals, notes, and so on. So you need some kind of a system that will operate on the background. So
okay.
we want to become this system. And the next stage for us, well, we're definitely going to go and in the market, we're going to expand. We want to introduce those agents that will automate the parts of your process. It won't be fully automated process end to end. It will still be stage by stage. So it can be outreach, it can be inbound, it can be whatever. Depending on your workflow, there will be specific workflows that can be fully automated.
Got it. Got it. And then do you plan to grow your team in the future?
Of course, yeah, we're gonna grow the team, and it's gonna happen right after rising the seed round. Yeah, because before that, it doesn't make sense for us. So I think it's gonna be next year.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Sounds good. And then, well, basically, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, how you obviously want to grow your team in the future, and then hopefully it's gonna turn out to be great. But probably in the past, you've kind of faced certain setbacks and faced certain unplanned events and all that, and then kind of how do you handle those? How do you handle those things that you set up a plan, you set up a goal, it all sounds good, but somewhere in the middle of the road it goes sideways, and then how do you handle that? And then how do you keep your composure so others that are below you in that structure, if that makes sense, also stay composed?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it happens all the time with startups. So you never kind of can be on the same trajectory. So
Yeah.
I would say what we do, we actually plan a month, then we do things every week. So we have a lot of kind of planning events with our kind of co-founders, but the team, we're trying to keep them on the level of both strategic, but not to disrupt them too much with constant changes. So what I've seen a lot is that founders they create a lot of noise, and because things are changing constantly, you shouldn't bring all this mess to your team. So sometimes you need to filter it out, and this is the way you keep team focused and well performing, and like the team should have a specific goal that is tied to the next stage of your business. So for example, for us, it's like rising the seed round, growing to, I don't know, X revenue and X number of customers. And then we usually use this design backwards framework from Amazon. So we basically think about the end goal and we think how we're going to get there. And then we decompose it to specific things that we need to accomplish. And that's how we keep everyone aligned. And even if things go sideways, and it always goes sideways,
Yes.
it's easier to keep on track because obviously the goal didn't change. The road might change. So you just need to switch, the lane and like double down on something else.
Got it. Got it. Okay. I feel like that's a good strategy to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also have one-on-ones with all my team members every week. It's also like a very powerful thing that I think is essential for anyone managing any type of team or like any size of the team. So it's not just transactional relationships where you just plan work, execute work, and do daily stand-ups. It's super crucial to understand each of your team members' growth trajectory. What are their things they're looking for? What are their expectations? Because also like people are people, so they have a lot of their own on their own plate. And if you don't get this side of the business, you eventually, and I see a lot of that happening. You might at some point you will see people burning down there. They are not performing well, and you don't understand why because you just don't get them. So I'm trying to be in line with what people's kind of motivation and like what they are looking for to be able to kind of make sure that we are able to execute and deliver things that we are doing right now.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. That makes sense. I feel like we can just wrap it up here. It was a great, conversation. It was a great talking to you and then understanding, where you guys are now and then where you're trying to go and then understand obviously your points of views. So that was pretty helpful. And then hopefully sometime in the future, once we connect again, you're gonna be on track to become that number one solution for what you guys are doing. And then it was a pleasure to have you today.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation, and yeah, hope to see you again.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.